Hello everybody, welcome back. Gonna give you guys an updated tier list, my opinion of course. This time we're actually gonna do it with PVE included, so it's overall. Normally my tier lists are just PvP only, but we'll cover everything. Not gonna cover the C tier too much just because it's kind of self-explanatory, but yeah, before we begin, just double check, make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you do enjoy my content and want to see it back on your newsfeed. That would be greatly appreciated. Leave me a comment down below after you finish watching the video what you think of my overall tier list, and yeah, let's begin. Obviously down here we have the unreleased units. I'll probably touch on them at the end, but we'll start from C tier. I just cramped it into basically this could be 3 different tiers, but I just don't want the video to be too long. Needs a buff, delete from game because they're just that bad, or no use. You can see all the units here. They're not the greatest units, honestly. I don't think I need to explain too much. I've looked at each and every single one, and honestly man, I can wholeheartedly tell you I don't really see where they can be useful, and if they can be useful, there's going to be a unit that's better than them for that use. So here's what it is, let me know what you think. Next up we have the B tier, which has use. This is full of a bunch of units who are niche one way or another, that might have some use. Like, you know, Red Arthur is could be somewhat decent in PvP, probably not. Could be decent in PvE. He's used in raids, which ain't too bad, of course. He's actually pretty useful over on JP for the Betelgeuse collaboration raid, where you can use him to clear the boss in 2 turns, in a video I showed yesterday. Red Galland, he's good in the Crimson Deathmatch. Use it to 4-turn clear the Crimson Demon on Hell difficulty. Green Liz, she only has 1 use, which is to rank up your hand, but she's very good in PvE. Really does help out. Zeratrus was good only for final boss Diane, but you never know. Same with Valenti. There's a few final boss units here where they're only really good for that one final boss, but other than that, you know, don't have too much going for them. Red Esterosa has his use in PvE, in some kind of meme team, so does Elat, and so on and so forth. You know, they're all gonna have a use somewhat. Like, you know, the Valentine's Day lollies are here, some niche raid units are here, some niche PvP units, but you get the gist. Nothing too special. Escanor, Diane, like, yeah, like, they're okay. They might have a use, but they're not that great. So I guess we don't need to go too in depth into B tier. You know, like Coinshop Barn has his use in farming, maybe some jokes in PvP, but other than that, not too much to discuss. And obviously the troll alt rush units, Fraugen and Liz, they're very good in PvP brawl, but outside of that, not too much going for them. Next up we have the A tier, which is good. These units are all good. You know, some better than others. Obviously Derriere, no longer the PvE god, but she is the guild boss god for sure. She is the #1 guild boss unit. She's gonna get you those high scores, so you know, she's definitely a good unit. Blue Gallon, Blue Zeldris, Green Jericho, just a bunch of good units, you know. Nothing against them too much. Death Pierce, honestly, I've kind of fallen out of love with this man, honestly. In places where I used to use him, I don't even use him anymore. 9 times out of 10, I just replace the guy with Demon Hendrickson, and from what I can see over on JP in the meta, for PvP especially, he's not that useful, but he is useful in PvE as a sub-unit to help out your crit units. Very good in the Anvil farm, very good in, you know, just PvE related stuff where you want to do more damage. Decrease in crit resist and crit defense by 30% definitely does help. And yeah, some pierce rate units here. Obviously pierce rate ain't too good, but farming, whatever. I actually do have Lost Vein here. Honestly, I just feel like Lost Vein's outclassed so much. Like, if you want to use the DPS, you could literally just use Sariel. He's basically a better Lost Vein. Maybe Lost Vein is a bit harsh. I'll push him forward. Just, I don't know, maybe there's a free-to-play out there who has Lost Vein and doesn't have Sariel. So, you know, I'll move him up before you guys just start disliking my video, because I know there are some people out there, right? They see a unit that they love in a low tier, and then they just smash that dislike button, which don't do, by the way. Please leave a like on the video. I would appreciate that. Red Jericho, you know, she's good, but Red Diane, very good in PvP when you want to do some giant shenanigans, but outside of that, nothing crazy. So yeah, A tier is good. Next up we have the S tier. These are very good units, both for PvE and PvP. All of these are going to be good in PvE, and they're all going to be really good in PvP as well. As we climb up and up, you'll just realize that the units are just good. Like, they're just good in PvE and PvP. Lost Vein, Kyo, good in PvP, really good in PvE. Hawk and Oslo mainly for PvP. I haven't actually tried them in PvE. They might actually be useful. I know they're really good in Guild Wars if you have them whaled out, which, let's be real, 99% of you probably don't, but I'm still going to put them there. Nanashi, very, very good PvE sub-unit, fantastic sub-unit, love the guy. Red Zoldiers, very good unit. I don't want to put him in Amazing because he's kind of been relegated to a sub-unit really, so Amazing, yeah, I don't know. Diane. Ooh, is S tier a bit too low for her? Ooh, oh, I think S tier is actually a bit too low for her. I have to move her up. She's just too good. Esterosa, you know, very good unit. Shin, godly PvE unit, absolutely godly in PvE. Also really good in PvP, depending on what the meta is. Rugal, PvE or PvP, you know, once that passive procs, he's just a beast. Fest King, much better in PvE than he is in PvP as of right now, just because that ultimate of his is just so broken. He is used in the anvil farm team to farm 1,000 anvils every hour, and you know, you could use him in other stuff just because his ultimate is just busted. You know, it's a 2-turn damage over time ultimate that hits stupid hard. Roxy, very good, but you know, depending on the meta, she might be a little bit worse, a little bit better, you know, it's all debatable. Merlin, honestly, for a unit who just gives you 1 ult gauge, I think that's very good. I don't think she's amazing necessarily, but I do think she is very good. You know, that 1 ult gauge definitely makes a world of difference. Mai is amazing, PvE or PvP, but you know, you have to build your team around her and stuff, which, you know, maybe is not all that. Red Glocks, very good in PvP, not too useful in PvE. I don't think there's even a PvE situation where you could use him, but nonetheless, you know, if he's very good in PvE and not too useful, very good in PvP, sorry, and not too useful in PvE, I think very good is a nice place to put him. Gil Thunder, just a very good sub-unit in general. Good in PvE if he's needed, good in PvP for those tank control teams. Easton is good in PvE and PvP just because that passive is just very, very good, you know. Given a maximum of, what is it, 40% buff to pierce rate, crit chance and crit damage, it's a very, very good buff, so yeah, definitely a good unit. Athena, very good in Brawl. I think, to be fair, I think every team in Brawl has an Athena just because of the way the Brawl is, and you know, maybe for specific PvP teams you might have her in there. Blue Arthur, ooh, I'm actually gonna drop Blue Arthur down. I'm gonna drop him down after considering, yeah, he's a really good unit, but I don't see where he'd be useful in PvE. He's good in PvP, but yeah, I think good is fine for Arthur. Next up, we have the Amazing tier. Now, these units are obviously amazing units for one reason or another. Diane, best taunt unit in the game, 3-turn taunt at level 1. You know, what more could you possibly want? Also good in PvE if there was ever a situation where something is very difficult, you need a tank unit. She's good for farming in some final bosses if you just want to farm the coins and stuff, so definitely a good unit, mostly for PvP though. She's a fantastic PvP unit, but when the time arises she can also be very good in PvE, so nothing against her. Blue Derriere, amazing PvP unit, absolutely amazing. Love the girl so much. She is so good in PvP. PvE, I don't know where she would be too useful. I don't know if her passive is locked to PvP, but if it's not locked to PvP, maybe she'd be better in PvE. Haven't really seen a situation that would call for her in PvE, sorry, god damn it. Sorry, it's 3 AM as I'm recording this, so my brain's a little bit muddled up, but you know, she's just amazing in PvP, so I think just for that alone, she is Z tier just because she is so good. Tamiel, does he deserve a bump up? Ooh. I think we bump up Tamiel, man. I think we do. But yeah, Melascular, fantastic in PvP and PvE. PvP mainly for Assault Meliodas, but she can also be run on some, you know, some troll teams. I have a video with her planned to release later on today in a 4v4 PvP team, but generally speaking, even in PvE, she's very good. The AI in PvE is so stupid that 9 times out of 10 you can definitely bait them into killing, well, not killing, but triggering her passive on a unit who you want to stay alive. She definitely does come in clutch, especially when you're doing stuff like Tower of Trials, even though Tower of Trials isn't too difficult, just because the level of units we have right now are just far too powerful that, you know, Tower of Trials is no longer a challenge as it used to be, but she's still a very good unit. Whaled Out Ludo is just for PvP, but you guys know the deal. If your Ludo works, then you know, the rest is history. Demon Hendrickson, fantastic in PvP, sub unit, front unit, doesn't matter, he's very good. Also in PvE, he's used for farming, he can be used in sub to buff your debuff units. All around fantastic unit. He's in the fastest gold farming team right now, which is obviously really nice, especially when you want to farm gold when it's half stamina and stuff. Red Gotha, now what am I doing, man? I have to bump him up, man. That's sacrilege. That is sacrilege. When I think about PvE as well, yeah, I have to bump him up. Both of the Drolls, they're actually not too useful for PvE. I can't really think of too many situations where they would be good in PvE, but they are definitely very viable in PvP. More blue Droll right now than green, but you know, there was a meta where it was green Droll over blue, so it's just about time. I'm pretty sure at a certain time green Droll will take over blue Droll when the meta is right, but both fantastic PvP units. Green Arthur is he's just like one of the best PvE units. That passive is broken. What it does for you is just insane. Maybe when there's harder content it might not be too relevant, but as of right now, you know, taking 35% damage and doing 35% more damage, or is it 35 and 35 or 35 and 40? Can't remember, but you know, in PvE, do more damage, take less damage. What more can you ask for? Fantastic. Also pretty damn good in PvP as well, so nothing against the boy. And in the final tier, the Pinnacle, we have the Pinnacle of units. These are just, they're just the best in PvP. They are absolutely insane in PvE. Both of the Gothas, obviously Red Gotha is used a lot more over on JP because of their meta, not too much on global, but trust me, when Lonely Merlin comes and stuff like that, you are going to want to run Red Gotha more often. I don't know, maybe the Japanese just like Red Gotha more. There's definitely more Red Gotha than Green Gotha over on Japan. But yeah, also very good in PvE as well. The attack seals help out a bunch. The rank ups in raids, your Crimson Demons and stuff, they definitely help. And just like in general, any kind of event, if you can use a Gotha in there, you're probably going to use the Gotha. And depending on what the event is, you might opt to go with the red or the green. It all depends. Tamiyo, you know, fantastic for both. Godly PvE unit. That taunt he has is just insane. And you know, you guys already know PvP, what Tamiyo is all about, man. This toxic motherfucker. But yeah, Assault Meliodas, you know, do I really have to speak on this guy? Like, he can almost solo PvE, guys. He's that stupid. And PvP as well, he'll just keep getting better and better and better. Just, you know, it is what it is. He's gonna stay at the top just because of who he is and the teams he can be used on and just how broken his passive is. When you take things into consideration, he has the most broken passive in the game. So yeah, definitely the Pinnacle. And then we have the one Escanor. He's just like the poster boy for damage, really. You know, just the hardest hitting unit, pound for pound. Basically, you know, only Sario rivals him, and if someone's stupid enough to attack Meliodas multiple times, only Sario is going to rival Escanor's DPS. So just the fact that he just does an absurd amount of damage fast, he's going to be, you know, one of the strongest in PvP and also PvE. He makes PvE laughable, to be completely honest, but you know, it is what it is. When you're that strong, it's just going to happen. Same thing with Sario, man. Except Sario is actually good for farming because he does have an AoE. Escanor is double single target, which, you know, in farming isn't too great, even though I must say Escanor is in the anvil farming team. When you want to farm 1,000 anvils per hour, he's part of the Festival King farming team. I don't know where Festival King is, but wherever he is, he's part of that team, so definitely good in PvE as well. Sario, basically the same thing as Escanor, just amazing in both. Very good PvP unit, as we all know. Very good PvE unit, as we all know. Can't really say much more than that. Liz, the passive, really, the passive, the shield, the stun, the ultimate, everything, I guess. This toxic little goddess. Need I say more, guys? It's Goddess Liz, come on now. And then of course we have Green Gotha, who is basically the best unit in the game, let's be real now. Broken passive, gauge control, very good. Rank up, but it's mainly his passive. His passive, it's almost like his passive shouldn't be in the game, man. It really shouldn't. We can see that over on JP, where not as many people are using him, because a lot of the JP meta right now is unknown units, and you can't use Green Gotha with unknown units. Maybe Green Gotha was a mistake when I really think about it. He's just too good. He's definitely the best unit in the game. Overall, you know, we're not talking damage, we're just talking utility, you know, what he can offer you. You know, do you need him wailed out? You don't. He's just the best unit, man. It is what it is. That's going to be my definitive tier list for now, PvE and PvP. We are going to get the Valenti and Eastern soon. I don't think much changes. I think with the Red Eastern, I think she's a good unit. From what I saw on JP and how things went, she wasn't like meta or anything like that. She was definitely a good unit, but nothing insane. Valenti, when she first released, she was amazing, but then with the release of Lolly Merlin and stuff, kind of pushed her down to, you know, borderline A to S tier. I'd still probably say S tier, just because her debuff is so broken. I think her debuff effect is one of the best skill effects in the game. It turns off everything, basically. Everything that isn't a cleanse or a stance card, she turns it off. She turns off everything. Attack skills, debuffs, ultimate. She just turns off everything with a debuff. Shame it's single target, but you know, it is what it is. We'll have to see. Maybe for the first few weeks, or at least just until before Lolly Merlin comes, I think she'll be a you know, amazing tier. But when Lolly Merlin comes and the meta just changes, where just no one's safe, I think she'll probably drop down to S tier. But since she's not released yet, I don't know how Global's gonna react, so I'll just leave her off the tier list for now, because of course, looking at JP's meta and Global, it's definitely not too similar. I'm not gonna lie, there are quite big differences, I would say. Maybe just because JP has so many more whales than Global. You know, where Global you've got like a handful of whales, maybe a few hundred people. JP has like, you know, just so many whales over on JP, mainly because it's part of their culture, you know, Japanese culture, gacha games, so it's understandable. But yeah, guys, that will be my definitive tier list for now, PvE and PvP ranking overall. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. What do you agree, what do you disagree with? Please let me know. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. I read every single comment. It's just you know, I just can't I don't really have the time or the mental capacity to like and reply to every single comment, but trust me, I do read them. So yeah, that will be it, guys. If you did enjoy this tier list, do leave a like on the video, subscribe to my channel if you are new, turn on that notification bell so you do not miss out on any of my future content, and I'll catch you guys later on today.